Welcome to the Blackley Creek Project Podcast, Season 1, Episode 6, Viva Las Vegas, August 30th, 2023, starring our American and British hosts. Maybe the Australian and Canadian investigators. Maybe General Anonymous. Maybe new people. You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Yes, and I am your American host. I nailed that intro. I haven't felt this good in days. This is better than finding a $20 bill in someone else's jacket pocket.
And I am your British host. I must say, I am very happy for your personal victory, but I'm not sure I condone the analogy.
It's not just a personal victory, my friend. My victories are your victories, too.
That's very kind of you.
That's just the kind of guy I am. But my losses are also your losses.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
We are in this together. Our fates are inexorably linked and permanently intertwined. Ride or die.
You know, that's the second time you've used that phrase, and it concerns me that you have used it at all. Where exactly are we riding, and what are the dangers you expect us to face?
I think it's less the where we are riding, and more the how.
That doesn't actually provide more information.
Speaking of where people are riding, our investigative team should be on a flight to Vegas right now.
Did you at least get them good seats on the plane?
I got the best available at the time. And which would you rather have, good seats on a bad plane, or bad seats on a good plane?
I'd rather have good seats on a good plane. Did you at least get them the shortest total flight time?
I got the best available at the time.
I am picking up a little hostility in your voice today.
Don't take it personally. It's not directed at you.
At whom is it directed?
He knows who he is.
Oh. Okay. Since our investigators are on a flight, I assume they will not be in contact with us today.
Actually, our Canadian investigator sent an audio file to play in her absence.
Oh, that's lovely. She is quite conscientious and professional about her work. How about our Australian colleague?
He has voicemail greeting that says, "Sorry, I'm out on walkabout. What did you want to talk about?"
Very catchy.
I guess since he gets paid, that makes him professional, too.
Well, then, should we go ahead and play her audio file?
Yes, that seems like a good idea. I think I just pushed the play button.
Do you not know how to work the soundboard?
Did you hear anything?
No.
Let's try again. How about that time?
Still no.
Okay, how about this?
This is an update from the Blackley Creek Project investigation. We have arrived back in Lima for the flight to Las Vegas. The trip back through the jungle and down the river was largely uneventful, but I consistently felt like someone was watching us and following us. And the trip seemed strangely quiet. On the boat trip upriver into the jungle, there was just more sound and movement, and the jungle was more alive. On the way back, we routinely went a half hour or more with only the boat's motor breaking the silence. Maybe I'm projecting or imagining things, but I feel like something followed us from the mine. I.
Was that it?
I guess it was. I could hit play again and see.
This is an update from the Blackley.
No, that's the same clip. I wish that hadn't ended on such an ominous note. It's like watching an astromech droid with a video about a princess. I do worry for their safety and...
Oh, hang on, she sent another audio file.
Well, play it. Come on.
Here we go.
Sorry, I had to put my phone away to go through security. Now where was I? Right. I feel as though something followed us from the mine, but I obviously have no evidence to support that feeling. Maybe I just need sleep. I hope the flight is smooth. And that the Australian gets through security quickly so we can get on board. I wonder if he got held up with his souvenirs. More rocks for his collection. Oh, there he is. Got to go, signing off. We'll call from Los Angeles when we get there.
Well, now I am much less concerned. It sounds like their biggest problem now is if you went for the cheap seats for the flight. You routed them through Los Angeles?
If all they're going to do is sleep, why do they need the expensive seats?
Remind me not to travel with you.
I won't have to remind you because you're not invited.
Well, that was a little hurtful.
Oh, I'm sorry. When have you invited me anywhere?
Touché.
See how the turntables?
Yes, turnabout I suppose is fair play.
Speaking of turning yourself about, how do you feel about completely shifting the conversation to meeting a new consultant I've decided to bring aboard?
What could we possibly need a new consultant for? Wait, I know about the two investigators, and General Anonymous, and I assume they are consultants. Do you have any other consultants that I don't know about?
Well, I have a new one.
Besides the new one.
Do you mean personal consultants or professional consultants?
For sake of argument, let's include all of them.
Oh, well, in that case, my primary consultant is Madame Esmeralda. She is an astronomer.
I think you mean astrologer.
No, she's an astronomer. But she also does gardening as a side hustle.
I'm still confused.
She's my lawn consultant.
So, she works in your garden?
Yes, she keeps my flower beds flowery. It's the talk of the neighborhood.
Oh, what do you have planted there?
She did all the planting. Sunflowers. They're her favorite. Because.
Yes. Because she's an astronomer.
No, because she's from Kansas and it reminds her of home.
Okay. So, you have an astronomer from Kansas consulting in your garden?
Yes.
Who else?
I also have a consultant named Alex. He's an accountant.
I hesitate to ask, but how does he consult for you?
He's my beekeeper.
Do you mean bookkeeper?
No, beekeeper. He maintains the hives on the back of my property.
So what does his job as an accountant have to do with being an apiarist?
It's also a side hustle for him. He says the risk of death by thousands of bee stings is less worrisome than most things he deals with at work.
I didn't realize being an accountant was that stressful.
He's a mafia accountant.
Yes, I guess that would count as stressful. But those are your personal consultants. What about for your business needs? I assume this podcast is part of your professional life and not just something you've started as a creative outlet in an otherwise constrained existence.
Yes. Let's just assume it's not that last thing there and move on.
I'm serious. Do you have consultants working with you to ensure the success of your podcast?
It's more of a wing and a prayer. Or maybe just wings. Like buffalo wings. Boneless buffalo wings.
But you have brought on a new consultant. What exactly is our new consultant's role?
Oh, now he's our consultant.
Okay, your consultant. What does your consultant do?
Since the next phase of our investigation is in Las Vegas, I brought in someone well-versed in probability, statistics, and risk.
Oh, that's a fascinating perspective to bring into the investigation. Is this someone who works with your astronomer, maybe a mathematician or statistician?
He's a professional gambler named One-Eyed Jack.
You can't be serious.
I'm completely serious. In fact, I have him on the line now. Can you hear us, Jack?
Yes, I can hear you.
Better than you can see us, right? Since your name is One-Eyed Jack.
I told you, that's a term that refers to cards in a poker deck. That's not my real name.
But you do have only one eye?
As it turns out, yes, I do have only the one good eye. And since I make my living as a professional gambler, One-Eyed Jack just kind of stuck.
I don't mean to pry, but is there a story about why you have only the one good eye?
The story is that I used to have two good eyes, and then something happened, and now I have one good eye.
Riveting story. It's like I was there.
I suppose it's better than calling you Cyclops or Nick Fury or the one-eyed one-horned flying purple people eater.
I would argue it's not much better. I'd prefer to just go by my real name.
You know we don't do that here.
So I've heard. I'll just go with Jack.
One-Eyed Jack. We have to use formal titles.
Could we use initials instead?
You mean like One-Eyed J?
I think he means O.E. Jack.
Fine, I can be talked into O.E. Jack.
So what exactly are you asking O.E. Jack here to do?
My understanding was that you wanted me to help with an investigation.
Well, technically yes, but more realistically, I wanted you to help us win money in Vegas casinos. Since you are a professional gambler and all.
I mean, I guess I can help there, but what did you have in mind?
I had in mind that you would help us win money in Vegas casinos. I thought I was being pretty clear.
I got that, but how? Are you going to sponsor me in a card game, or what exactly are you thinking? Have you ever actually been to a casino?
I've seen all of the George Clooney Ocean's movies, and even the Sandra Bullock one, so I think I know my way around a casino.
Can I ask what this has to do with the investigation? We're looking for aliens in Las Vegas who may have a connection to aliens in remote jungles of Peru. So what does that have to do with a casino? Or gambling? Or Jack in general?
Tell him what your day job is.
I actually am an astrobiologist. With a focus in biostatistics. Gambling is my side hustle.
So that means that you are trained to look for alien life.
I mean, technically, yes, but it's usually done with telescopes.
Like a pirate. Like Long John Silver. He had an eye patch, too.
I'm sorry, this is just how he is.
Thank you for joining the Blackley Creek Project podcast. This podcast was made using voiceover from Speechify. While the voices are computer-generated, the script comes straight from a human brain and is lovingly handcrafted by painstakingly typing using human fingers. We don't have a support page, or really any page, up and running yet, but please leave feedback and tell your friends. We can be reached at blackleycreekproject@gmail.com. That's BLACKLEY creekproject@gmail.com. Check back on Saturday, September 2nd, for the next podcast.